checked in for Mario Chalmers. Miami leading by 8. Smith outside. Matthews with the rebound.
Well, at least he had the presence of mind to change his shot when the defense got on him. You've got to improvise sometimes.
Butler passes to Matthews. Right wing. 6 to shoot. Here's Millsap. Miami grabs the miss.
You know, that's a problem he has. I mean, not being able to knock down that open jumper. It happens far too often.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Miami.
I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've just continued to shoot well.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Pacers trail by 10. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Matthews dishes to Hill. To the inside. Here's Mahinmi. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Pacers have made. Made 4 free throws from the line and missed 2. That free throw missing.
Jan Mahinmi.
And he sinks the second. 1:14 left in the third. Dishes to Smith. Launches it. Good. Smith's got 9 points here in the second half.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
And Matthews kicks to Butler. Matthews passes to Butler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the basket by Hill.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
That is good. And the Heat lead by 11.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
Butler against Smith. Matthews a screen on Smith. Butler attacking. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
Sure helps that they've gotten extra trips to the foul line here in the second, and that has to continue if they're going to complete this comeback.
George is checked in for Hill. And Miami with a change here, too. Mirotic is checked in. Miami leading by 10.
And they can guarantee this is the last possession of the quarter if they hang on to it.
And that's probably what they're going to do here.
Napier kicks to Smith. From the left block, Mirotic's shot is off. Outside Matthews. From deep, George. No good on that last second attempt there. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Heat out front, up 10. Tune in. And let's quickly have a look at the State Farm, which came, Steve, from kind of an unlikely source here.
Yeah, it's the big fella here doing his best impression of a point guard. Serving up a brilliant feed here. That's gorgeous.
Paul George is out there with Mahinmi. Then it's Mayo. Then it's George Hill. And it's Hibbert in at the center position. That's the Pacers' 5. Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from O.J. Mayo.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop by number 24.
And it's Smith penetrating. Tipped away. And now the fast break. Hill with the ball. The feed now to Hibbert. It's back to Hill. He dishes it to Mayo. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Luol Deng.
Take a look at what Mayo's been doing. 9 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
Yeah, he's got to take his time behind the arc.
At the line for 2.
Mayo hits them both. Smith with it. 60 seconds off the clock here in the 4th.
And much more aggressive play has led to more free throw attempts for them here in the second half.
You know, that's how you do it, Steve. I mean, defender pressing up on you, you press right back, get into him.
And the first one drops. Both good from the line that time.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Here's Hill. No good. And it's Miami the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Smith up top. He's guarded by Hill. Wade dishes to Mirotic. Clock at 6. Deng against Mayo. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line.
Well, he can squeeze himself into the box score every now and then.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, we've put ourselves in a corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the 4th. Hibbert with the screen. George passes to Hibbert. Down low, Mahimi, and the layup is good.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
The drive by Smith. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Smith's got 4 points now in the quarter. Pacers trail by 10. Hill up top, covered by Smith. It's hauled in by the Heat. Smith left side. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. First one falls for him. Paul Millsap's checked in for the Pacers. Chris Bosh is checked in for the Heat. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Pacers have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. George with the ball. He's picked up by Deng. Mayo into the lane. The kick out to Hill. Another shot. And the layup's good off the glass.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Here's Smith. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. He misses the free throw. And the second free throw, good. Pacers trail by 10. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Mayo with it. And Bosh picks him up defensively. They get it back. Hibbert. And terrific work on the offensive glass when he picks up 2.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Here's Smith. Can't hit. Hill with some nice D.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
There's the triple. Again, missing Hill.
He has not been on his game, and you know their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not helped the situation.
Wade against Mayo. Feeds to Smith. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Bosch. Releases from 15, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Heat lead by 10.
They're perfectly content to keep going to that mid-range jumper. If the defense is going to give it to them, they'll take it all day.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you have to just take what's there, and as long as you're moving the ball and getting good shots, that's all that matters.
Moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. There was one thing he stressed above everything else, and that was getting the ball into the low post. That is where their points can and should be coming from in his mind. The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. So Coach waiting until the final stages to pull a few tricks out of his sleeve. Kevin, let's see if he's made a wise decision.
Thanks, Doris. The Heat leading by 8. Wade kicks to Smith. And the Heat, another 3.
Second three-pointer of the half, 4th overall. So he's having a nice game from outside.
Hill dishes to Millsap. Outside, George. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality. The shot isn't there. They're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
The Pacers making a switch here. Matthews is checked in. Pacers trail by 8. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
1:11 left in the 4th quarter of this one. And it's Smith penetrating. Blocked. And a fast break now for the Pacers. Matthews leading the charge.
Oh, perfect opportunity to finish the break, and he blows it.
Okay, Steve, you have to be able to finish off plays like that. It's a must.
I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Heat.
Clark, the biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
You know, I thought both teams worked hard at both ends, but sky-high field goal percentage and pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Excellent effort tonight.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
And they'll be feeling that today's win makes things right after losing the first game of the year to this club.
And hard to say now how the final 2 games between them will play out, really. I mean, one thing's certain, though. They're going to be at each other's throats. We know that. This has become a very intense matchup.
You look at the stats, and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Smith. Every time he shot it seemed like it was just going to drop in, and nobody was surprised.
Wade passes to Smith. Right side Bosch. It's deflected. Wade kicks to Bosch. And that one's good. And the Heat lead by 11.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
So both teams making some changes here. And so Miami...
Chris, tell us a little bit about the philosophy